I'm here to announce that my team will immediately start an audit of the Pennsylvania Game Commission. The Game Commission plays an important role in the lives of millions of Pennsylvanians and has a major impact on the Pennsylvania economy. 2 million Pennsylvanians identify themselves as hunters and trappers. Each year, the Game Commission sells almost 1 million hunting licenses, putting the Keystone State in the top 3 states in the nation for numbers of licensed hunters. The economic impact of hunting in Pennsylvania is almost $2 billion. While the Game Commission does not receive a direct appropriation from the state's general fund budget, it handles a significant amount of money each year, including nearly $7 million per year in timber sales and more than $23.3 million in revenue from oil and gas leasing, which saw a 3-fold increase between 2008 and 2014. This is the first performance audit of the Game Commission in nearly a decade. I look forward to a constructive and positive audit to provide an independent assessment of the Commission's revenues and expenditures. My team will evaluate the Commission to ensure its resources are being used to benefit the millions of Pennsylvanians who enjoy hunting, trapping, and other outdoor recreational activities. My team will conduct a thorough audit that I anticipate will be completed later this year, although to be clear, and I want everyone to know this, I always tell my team to be as thorough and as efficient as possible, but I want to make sure that it's both thorough and efficient, so I never give them a specific timeline on the audit. The audit will cover 3 fiscal years, July 1, 2014 through June 30, 2017, with the ability to go back even further if necessary. For each year that we audit, we will identify and analyze all sources of Commission revenue, identify and analyze all Commission expenditures, and determine each fund's year-end balance, including any and all money held in escrow or restricted accounts. We will be determining if expenditures, including the acquisition of property, were in compliance with all appropriate state laws, including the fiscal affairs and property and building aspects of the Game and Wildlife Code and any associated regulations. In other words, we're making sure they follow the law. In addition to licensing hunters and trappers, the Game Commission owns almost 1.5 million acres of state game lands in 65 counties, manages wild birds and mammals, develops wildlife habitats, and works with private landowners to provide free access to their hunting and trapping.
I think there's a few things that have really concerned the sportsmen across the state. I hear from them on all geographical areas on a regular basis. I believe that our heritage as sportsmen and what we have here in Pennsylvania is important. I think it's special. And there's some things that I'd like to touch on that I think have been paramount in my concern for transparency and accountability. I've always felt that if we had both of those things, we can always justify and we can always plan and adjust moving forward. I've been very concerned about our state bird. Our state bird is not only a significant piece of our history, but it's also a game bird, and it needs habitat. And we have been told over and over and over that our state bird's habitat is in crisis. Well, look, let's talk about just a comment from the Game Commission's own biologist. I believe the comment that was made is grouse in Pennsylvania are in a pretty dangerous place. That's concerning. It's been concerning for a long time. I'd like to comment and quote probably our biggest conservation president in the history of the United States, Teddy Roosevelt. He said, "We are the caretakers." And I truly believe that that should be the mission especially under Title 34, and what we do with our wildlife. One of the things I want to mention about the conflict that we often have is the fact that people bring up politics. Politics, to me, is in everything we do. And one of the biologists from the Game Commission stated years ago that deer management was not done under science, but politics. I think that is a misguided endeavor, and I think that type of admittance is one of the reasons why we're here today. We have seen checks written for $250,000 at a time given to nonprofits. We've had a major ethics violation take place. These are all things that we didn't do, the sportsmen of Pennsylvania did not do. But this is one of the reasons that we need accountability and transparency as to where the funds are going, as the Auditor General already mentioned, with gas leases, timber sales, and so on. So if we be proactive with what our mission is, then I think we can straighten this problem out.